Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a true story. It's a story of survival, creation, and human power. Our target level is B1. It's perfect for intermediate English learners. You will improve your listening skills while hearing an inspiring tale. Let's play a quick game. It's called One Truth, One Lie. Listen to these two statements. Statement 1. A 14-year-old boy saved his town from starvation using old bicycle parts. Statement 2. He learned how to build machines from a video on the internet. Can you guess the truth? The truth is the first statement. This boy didn't have the internet. He didn't even have electricity. He only had an old library book and his own brain. Today, you will hear his incredible journey. Here's your quick study guide for this video. Use this method for the best results. First, listen without subtitles. Close your eyes and focus on the emotion in the story. Second, turn on the subtitles. Read along with the text to check your understanding. Third, practice speaking the short sentences out loud. Pause the video and repeat the words. This will build your speaking confidence. Let's begin the story of William Kamkwamba. Chapter 1. The Dry Earth. William lived in a small village called Masitala. Masitala is in Malawi. Malawi is a beautiful country in southeastern Africa. His family lived on a simple farm. They grew white corn to survive. Life was peaceful. The children played games in the dirt. The adults worked in the fields. But in the year 2001, the rain stopped. The bright sun baked the dirt into hard clay. The green plants turned brown. The corn stalks withered and died. Without crops, a terrible famine began. This was a period of extreme hunger. People had no food in their homes during this famine. Families shrank their meals to survive. They ate only one small bowl of plain porridge a day. William felt the sharp pain of this deadly famine in his empty stomach. His body grew weak and thin. His neighbors lost weight. Some people became sick. The famine forced William to leave his beloved school. His father had no money to pay the school fees. The fields were dry. The village was silent. The future looked dark. William wanted to stop the famine and save his people, but he was just a young boy. He had no political power. He had no money. Yet his mind was sharp. Even in the middle of a horrible famine, his brain stayed active. He refused to give up hope. He needed a solution. He needed a miracle. Chapter 2. A Book of Magic. William couldn't go to classes, however, he refused to stop learning. He walked to a small, dusty library near his home. The library had books donated from America. He found an old science book. The title was Using Energy. William couldn't read English well. The words were strange and difficult. But the pictures spoke to his mind. He saw pictures of tall towers with large spinning blades. They were windmills. The book explained how to harness the wind. It showed readers how to catch the moving air and turn it into electricity. William had a brilliant idea. He wanted to harness the strong breezes blowing across his village. If he could create electricity, he could power a water pump. A water pump could bring water from deep underground. The water would grow new crops. He believed he could harness nature itself to create this life-saving pump. William dreamed of a great triumph, a massive victory over the dry earth. He pictured green fields of corn. He pictured happy, full families. But he faced a huge problem. To harness the wind, he needed metal parts. He needed copper wires and heavy blades. He didn't have money to buy these expensive things, but William knew where to find free materials. He knew a place full of forgotten things. Chapter 3. The Junkyard Treasure. William walked to the local junkyard. A junkyard is a place where people throw away broken machines. It's full of trash. He started looking for scrap in the dirty grass. Most people saw useless garbage. William saw valuable scrap. He saw the building blocks of his dream. He found a broken bicycle frame. He found a rusty shock absorber from an old car. He found pieces of plastic pipe. He gathered every piece of scrap he could carry. He dragged this heavy, dirty scrap back to his house. The sun beat down on his back. His hands bled from the sharp edges of the metal scrap. He ignored the pain. He built the machine frame using tree branches and his collection of scrap. He melted the plastic pipes over an open fire. He flattened the plastic to make the windmill blades. He used an old tractor fan. He used a dynamo from a bicycle. A dynamo is a small machine that makes light when the wheel turns. Day after day, his tower grew taller. His hands were always covered in black grease. His clothes were covered in dirt. But he kept working on his invention. He tied the pieces together with old rubber tires. Chapter 4. The Cruel Laughter. Building a tall machine out of garbage attracts attention. People in the village stopped to watch him work. They didn't understand his plan. They only saw a boy playing with trash. They began to mock him as he worked. Adults would point their fingers and mock his strange tower. They laughed and called him crazy. They said the hunger had damaged his brain. Children joined in to mock the boy who played with garbage. They thought he was losing his mind. It's painful when your own friends mock your big dreams. William felt a deep sting in his heart. He felt isolated and lonely. He felt angry when neighbors chose to mock his hard work. Even his own mother worried when people continued to mock her only son. She told him to stop building. She wanted him to rest and save his energy. But William knew the truth. He knew the science was real. He used their cruel jokes as fuel for his fire. He hammered the nails harder. He tied the wires tighter. He promised himself one thing. He would show them the power of the wind. He would turn their laughter into total silence. Chapter 5. The Test. Months passed. The tower was finished at last. It stood 16 feet tall against the blue African sky. It was a beautiful, strange puzzle of wood and scrap. A large crowd of villagers gathered at the bottom of the tower. They came to watch him fail. They were ready to mock him one last time. They pointed and whispered. William felt his heart pound in his chest. He took a deep breath. He climbed up the wooden ladder. The wood creaked under his weight. He carried a small, broken light bulb in his pocket. He stood at the top and connected 2 small wires to the bulb. Then he let go of the spinning wheel. A strong breeze blew across the farm. The plastic blades began to spin. The machine began to harness the invisible power of the sky. The wheel turned faster and faster. The bicycle dynamo buzzed with energy. Then a miracle happened. The little light bulb flashed. Then it glowed bright white. The crowd gasped in shock. The cruel laughter stopped in an instant. The glowing bulb was his first triumph over the darkness. The crowd cheered, realizing this was a massive triumph for the whole village. People clapped their hands and danced. After months of pain, he finally tasted sweet triumph. He had created light from the wind. Chapter 6. The Spreading Light. The news of his invention spread fast. William didn't stop with one small light. He used his machine to charge mobile phones for his neighbors. This small act connected his isolated village to the world. Soon, journalists heard about the boy with the windmill. They traveled down the dirt roads to find him. They wrote articles about his amazing brain. His story crossed oceans. He was invited to speak at a famous conference in Tanzania. It was his first time leaving his country. It was his first time flying in an airplane. He stood on a stage in front of famous scientists and wealthy inventors. He was nervous, his English was still simple, but his message was powerful. He told them about his village. He told them how he built his machine. The audience stood up and clapped for minutes. His personal triumph soon reached the rest of the world. People wanted to help him. They sent donations. They bought him books. They provided money for his education. William went back to school. He no longer had to worry about school fees. He was safe. Chapter 7: A Bright Future. William used the support to build bigger machines. He created a solar-powered water pump. This pump brought clean water deep from the earth. It watered the fields during the dry season. The dry dirt turned green again. He defeated the hunger. Later, William traveled to the United States. He studied engineering at a famous university called Dartmouth College. He wrote a book about his life. They even made a movie about his story. By learning to harness the wind, he changed his entire future. He saved his family, he improved his community. He proved that you don't need expensive laboratories to change the world. You only need curiosity and determination. William Kamkwamba is a global hero. His life remains a beautiful story of human triumph against impossible odds. He teaches us a vital lesson. When you face a difficult problem, don't surrender. Look around you. Use what you have. Build your own future. Now it is time for our active recall quiz. Testing your memory helps lock these new English words into your brain forever. I will ask 3 short questions. Try to answer them out loud. William's journey proves that one spark of curiosity can illuminate the darkest times. But what happens when nature itself becomes the ultimate test of survival? Click the video on your screen right now to experience the incredible B1 story of the man who planted a forest, and keep mastering your English.